Yo. Yes. Yo, what is going on, guys? It's me, Tom, back with another video. Today, we are doing the Championship predictions for the 18 and 19 season. Last season, it was a very interesting season, seeing Wolves, Cardiff and Fulham go up. And Swansea, Stoke and West Brom coming down from the Premier League. We also saw Rotherham, Wigan and Blackburn come up from League One. So, my predictions are now here for you for the 18-19 season. It is very early, before many transfers have been completed, before anything really has happened. I'm doing this before the World Cup. I'm not even doing a predictions video for the World Cup because genuinely you don't know what can happen. Panama could win it all. Like, anyone can win the World Cup. It's pretty interesting, just like the Championship. So don't really judge me on these. This is literally probably quite a biased predictions in my opinion. Like, the teams that didn't do very well in the Championship last season, they probably won't do very well on the Championship this season, apart from a couple. So let's get straight into the video. In 24th position, I have Rotherham. And I have Rotherham because they're one of those teams that just keeps going up and down and up and down. Last season, Rotherham weren't in the Championship. The season before that, they got relegated down to League One. They're one of those teams who is like too good for League One. Well, they're not even too good for League One because they were in the playoffs, but they're not good enough for the Championship. So Rotherham, I believe that they will go down in 24th. In 23rd, I believe Bolton will go down. Last season, they just survived on the last day in the 88th minute with, I don't even know who scored the goal, but it was a very intense match that saved them and made them win. I think it was 3-2 and they stayed up. But next season, I do not believe Bolton have the financial and like any stability to stay up. The fans, in my opinion, I'm sorry Bolton fans, if any of you are watching, you probably won't, but the fans aren't the greatest. The stadium never really fills. That's about it really. They're kind of crap club. And any Bolton fans will hate me for saying that, but that's about it. 24th, Rotherham, 23rd, Bolton. In 22nd, I believe that Blackburn will go straight back down after coming back up. Also, like the season before last, Blackburn came up and then went down, I think. But they're one of those teams again. I wouldn't like to see them go down, but I just don't think they have the financial stability to stay in the Championship, just like Bolton and Rotherham. In 21st, I have Wigan just surviving the drop. This is because that Will Grid guy, he's pretty decent. He got a win against Man City in the FA Cup, which was probably one of the, like, it was a really good game, to be honest, a really good game for Wigan. That's it. There's only one, that's the only reason I believe Wigan will stay up, because of Will Grigg, and if he goes, then they'll go down. If he doesn't go, they'll stay. Now in 20th, we have one of the clubs that didn't do well last season, that is Reading. Reading is just one of those clubs that could either be really good or really bad. I believe this season, next season, I mean, they will be like the exact same as they were last season. Pretty shambolic for the whole of the season, to be honest, staying in below mid-table and not getting relegated. It's one of those teams like Burton for 2 years, they stayed up and they just deserve to go down. Burton. No one really likes Burton, they're a bit crap. In 19th, another one of those clubs, I think QPR will just stay up as well. Maybe a bit like a few more points than Reading in 20th, but I think it'll be Reading, Wigan, Blackburn, Bolton and Rotherham fighting for the drop. QPR, one of those teams, they've got a new manager now, but I don't know what they can do in the Championship anymore. They're also one of those teams who could do really well or really bad. So yeah, 19th for QPR. In 18th, we have Nottingham Forest. They're also one of those teams that is never really good anymore. They used to be great, winning the European Cup, and now they've just gone straight downhill and turned into one of those mid-table Championship teams that doesn't go up or doesn't go down. In 17th, I believe that Norwich will come there. This is because they're just one of those teams again who got relegated a couple of years ago and never really, like, they didn't get any stability back in the Championship, and they didn't manage to get promoted back in the first season, like Newcastle. They got straight back up, but Norwich City, they've become a championship team now, and I think they'll come mid-table. 16th, I think Millwall, because they had a really, really good season last season, but that was like beginner's luck in the Championship. Quite a few teams like Sheffield United, they had a good season as well. Millwall just missed out on the playoffs, and I think this season they won't do as well. They'll become a mid-table team and probably stay a mid-table team for a couple of seasons. 15th, we have Ipswich. They've recently got rid of their manager and they've got a new one, but I believe that also, like Norwich and like Millwall and like Nottingham Forest, they are also one of these mid-table teams that never go up and never go down. Some of you might be wondering why I say this, but 14th, I say Leeds. Last season I predicted Leeds to come second, and they definitely did not come anywhere near that. They had a shambolic season, to be honest. Apart even what? Because I can speak very well English. Very well English. That makes sense, Thomas. Well done, mate. Yeah, Leeds. They had a crap season last season. I think they're just going to have a mediocre season, winning like half their games, losing half their games, getting a couple draws in between. And yeah. 13th, I think Sheffield Wednesday. They are also one of those teams that will not go up and not go down. Even though season ago they were in the playoffs and they managed to lose. I think they lost in the final, didn't they? No, I don't know. No, they didn't. No. Oh well. They were in the playoffs, definitely. But ever since that, they've gone straight downhill. Last season, they were very low. This season, I think they'll be a bit higher, but nowhere near the playoffs. Exactly mid-table in 13th. 12th, I think that'll be Hull. I don't know why I'm doing these, because they're all the same reason. They're all those teams that won't go up and won't go down. Hull, relegated, like I said, like the other teams, like Norwich. Hull were not relegated with Norwich, and they haven't really been good since. They almost got relegated last season. If all things went the wrong way, they could have got relegated, but they didn't. So, yeah, Hull, 12th. 11th, Sheffield United. I believe Sheffield United will become 11th. They'll become a good championship team after they're almost getting promoted, almost getting in the playoffs last season, and they'll finish 11th. A good mid-table team, Sheffield United. 10th, after losing to Fulham in the playoffs last season, I think that'll be Derby. Gary Rowett has left, has snaked Derby as well, has gone straight to Stoke, looking to get straight into the Premier League with the money that he's on, and he's just a snaky manager at the moment. No one really likes him at the moment. All Derby fans hate him at the moment. Birmingham fans loved him when he was at Birmingham. Now they don't like him at all. And because they are looking to buy, Stoke are looking to buy Shea Adams and some very good players also from the Championship to bounce back straight up into the Premier League. In 9th, I believe Bristol will be there. This is because they were also one of those teams that are just above mid-table but will not get into the playoffs. Last season they bottled the playoffs whatsoever. They were in second, I'm pretty sure, for a few games, and then they just dropped straight down to wherever they finished mid-table, and that was that. They're in the mid-table, one of those mid-table teams again. Now this is the interesting part of the table now. 8th, I believe that'll be Brentford. They're also one of those teams that are so close to the playoffs but just won't make it. In 7th, I believe it will be Preston, just like last season. 7th place for Preston. They will bottle it again in the last few games, and they will become 7th. 6th, I believe it will be my team, Birmingham City. This is because, don't judge me for this. Every Blues fan thinks that we're going to do this. I think that Blues will come 6th or mid-table. They'll either get in the playoffs or mid-table. This is because Gary Monk, he's saved us again. The third great escape in the last few years. Harry Redknapp, and we had Paul Caddis draw it against Bolton, and that was the third one last season against Fulham, where we somehow managed to beat them 3-1, and then they win the playoffs against Villa, so that's great. But I believe Blues will come 6th, and we'll see where they get promoted in a minute. 5th, I believe it will Stoke City. This is because Gary Rowett, he is a good manager, but he just loves the money. He'll sign a few good players, and Stoke, they were pretty bad in the Championship last season, let's be honest, with, what's his name? I don't have a clue. But they'll be 5th. I don't think they'll win the playoffs, but they'll have a good run in the Championship, and they'll do very well, I think. In 4th, I'm saying Aston Villa again. They'll lose the playoffs, because they always do, because they're bottlers. I'm not being biased. They are. It's true. They lost 3 games when they were 2nd against like Bolton and that, and they'll be 4th. It's just how it is. Bolton somehow beat them, and then they lose to Fulham in the playoffs 1-0. 3rd, I believe, will be Swansea, because they are actually quite a good team. They just went down, and it was quite unlucky for them. Cardiff City fans will be loving it. Swansea City fans will be hating it. Cardiff fans seeing Swansea go down and them going up will be the best thing they've ever seen. And hopefully Swansea will bounce back up, but maybe not in the playoffs. In 2nd, I don't know why I'm saying this. I just have a gut feeling for no reason that Middlesbrough will come 2nd. I don't know why. I just think Middlesbrough are good. They lost to Villa, but I believe they'll come 2nd next season. And I could be very wrong for this position, but I believe West Brom will just come 1st. I think they'll just almost win every single game and just smash the Championship. Like they'll beat Rotherham 6-0 and Reading 6-0 and all that. I just believe that West Brom will go straight back up after being in the Championship. I believe that they're one of those yo-yo teams that goes up and down and up and down. They're too good for the Championship, not good enough for the Premier League. Well, they were for one season when they finished 8th or whatsoever. And but now they're just one of those teams that are just too good for the Championship and not good enough for the Premier League. So, thank you guys ever so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, and if you think I'm right or wrong, please comment down below if you believe that I'm right or wrong. If you have enjoyed, hit that like button down below. If you haven't enjoyed, hit that dislike button. Tell me why you dislike. It's probably because my predictions are all wrong. Comment where you put your team, what you support, and where you put it. Like Rotherham fans, do you believe you'll go straight back down or survive like Burton did a couple of years ago? Bolton fans, do you believe you'll stay up again? Blackburn fans, do you believe you'll stay up? West Brom fans, do you think you'll straight back up? Middlesbrough fans, do you think you're going up? Villa fans, I'd like to see your predictions. Blues, I'd like to see your predictions too. I believe that Blues, I think it's going to be it'll be Villa Stoke, yeah? Villa will beat Stoke. Swansea Blues. Somehow Blues will beat Swansea 2-1 on aggregate. We'll lose at their stadium and we'll win at home. 2-0 at home and then 1-0 away, loss. And then it'll be Blues Villa in the final. I don't know what to say about that. If that happens, that'll be such a great match that if any of those teams lose, and they will get roasted for the rest of their for at least one season straight. They'll be absolutely destroyed by the opposition fans. But that's just how it is. Villa Blues in the final of the playoffs. I'm saying Blues will go up. Villa fans will say Villa will go up, but no one can predict Villa Blues because it's such a immense derby in the recent years. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, hit that like button like I just said, and subscribe down below. Peace. Have a good day.